Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is a dub. 3 dubs in a row. 3 coming out of the break, which we needed so desperately badly. And yes, it's against 3 bad teams. And I know the Devils improved, but I'm going to say some things in a minute that are going to make you go, oh, that's right, they're really bad too. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. This is the NHL. Teams are good. Every team has the ability to beat any other team any night. And we've been getting scoring up and down the lineup. I mean, you've seen it all. You've heard it all. Look, if you did not watch this game, you need to pause the video, boop, and then go, wait, no, I need to say this before you pause it. You need to pause the video after I say this. Go watch the highlights, because there was some weird shit that happened that I'm going to try to describe, but you got to see it. You got to see it. Okay, now pause it. I apologize for not doing a skip for this one. Long day at work. Didn't get home until about 10 minutes before the game started. Watched the game. Now I'm doing the video. And I'm just not going to have time to do the skit. I don't really have an idea for this one right off the top of my head anyway. So there would be the sit down and you know, try to think of something and then test it a little bit. And it's just not going to work out. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow I'll just do a video for a skip. But we are recording the podcast tomorrow. Yay! So that's neat. I won't even say like, comment, subscribe because I didn't do a skit. So that's not, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. Let's talk about this game. The New Jersey Devils are bad. They're a bad team. Let's see. I had a note here. They are 31st in power play, 15th in penalty kill, 18th in goals for, 26th in goals allowed. Not good. They had won 3 in a row. Good for them. Very nice. Not 4 in a row, though, so suck it. They are missing Miles Wood, Dougie Hamilton, Jimmy Vesey, Thompson, Hischier, Zaka, Sharangovich. There's a lot of people to be missing. And they got banged up throughout this one as well, although all the players stayed on the ice. I mean, they had to go to the locker room at times. The team's struggling. If we had lost this game, and I know we only barely won it, but if we had lost this game, I would have been upset. Barely winning it, I'll take because of how weird the game actually was. I thought the Devils played pretty well, actually. I thought they really focused on our first 2 lines, and it was pretty effective for most of it. In fact, our first line never got on the score sheet. But our bottom 6 did, even if they were fluky goals. I really did think the Devils played well. Ullmark got the start for us. DeBrusk out in COVID protocol, which means that Steen is going to stay in. He's actually going to go to the 3rd line on the right side. Foligno's going to take over DeBrusk's spot on the left side, continue to be centered by Coyle, and then Lazar's going to slot back in on that right side on the 4th line. Other than that, lines change, stay the same, which is awesome. Bruce is actually letting this ride for a little while, and we're winning games, so it's easy to do, but let's see what happens when we have a loss and see if he wants to maintain this process, because I like it so far. Puck drops, and 2 minutes in, I'm pointing out this play because it actually continued throughout the game. There was a weird bounces all night. There's a weird bounce that allowed Devils breakaway almost. It was on the left side, and Clifton stays with him the entire way and has a really nice physical play to direct him past the net. Doesn't let anything get by. Once he gets past the net, the puck gets flicked back up into the slot, and Forbort with a strong enough back check bothers a Mercer, I believe was the actual Devil there, bothers him enough where puck goes flying off of his stick. That was a great defensive play by our 3rd pairing just a couple minutes into the game, and it looked like it was going to be a wide open net or a breakaway right before that. That is huge, and I'm going to say this a couple times. Forbort, this might be his best defensive effort all season. He was making play after play, physically on the walls. He was knocking people over. He was winning his battles constantly. His outlet passes were precise-ish. Best defensive effort I've seen from him all year, maybe. I might be forgetting a game or 2, but really impressive tonight. About 50 seconds after that, so we're about 3 minutes into the game, and Blackwood's nightmare starts. This is just... Ooh, it's a turnover in the D zone. It's a miscommunication between the Devils. Lazar is allowed to just come in at the point, grab the puck, and go. And he's going down that right side. He makes a little move to the outside to create more separation. And Carlo's on his left, across the slot. It looks like he's going to sell the pass. I think he actually did pass this. And in the replay, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But what ends up happening is he goes for this pass. It ends up looking like a shot because it deflects off of a Devil's stick. And Blackwood just totally committed to the pass. And as he's moving, puck goes right under his legs. That's 1-0. Nightmare start for Blackwood. Nightmare start. But Lazar gets one. We'd love to see that. And it's 1-0 early in the game, which kind of made me nervous. We scored first. We don't do that normally. And we have a way of taking our foot off the pedal when we have a lead. I got nervous. Fun little moment 2 minutes later, Carlo for tripping. But wait, it gets called off. And it's kind of funny because you see the guy, the farthest referee away, raises the arm, comes over. And you can see from the replay, yes, Carlo does get him in the side of the skate with the stick. But it's pretty clear what he tripped on was stepping on the puck. So all the refs get together, and I swear to God, one of them was just like, fuck off. Why are you calling that? I'm right there. I didn't call anything. There's no call. They picked up the flag. There was no call. They just waved it off like, no, we're good. We stopped play for no reason. It's so rare to see referees not back up their boy with it. They just went, nope, not a penalty. Usually the ego comes in a little bit, and they feel like they have to follow through with the call. I was impressed. So we're up 1-0, 1:10 left in the period, and this is where you get nervous. Marchand with a slick feed gets deflected, but gets to Bergeron, and Bergeron looks like he has a wide open net and gets stoned. Great save by Blackwood. Gets absolutely stoned. Now Berge did have to settle it, had to kick it over to his stick and try to... Doesn't matter. Huge save. A minute left in the period. We could have gone up by 2 goals. We don't. How often do we see that kind of stuff and we go, okay, I know how this is going to go. They're going to score the next goal. And I thought it was going to be before the period ended. It wasn't, thank God. But you just knew. You just know that if that kind of thing happens, you're like, oh, it's going to be one of those nights. Even though we got lucky with the first one, it's going to be one of those nights now where the top line just can't score. And we're not going to get a lot of scoring from our bottom 9. I was wrong. I can't get used to it. I can't get used to the other 9 players scoring goals. It's so weird. But like I said, 57 seconds in, and Bastian pokes away a pass from Carlo to Pasta. Very, very weak pass. It's on the blue line. He gets a free breakaway. It beats Olmark low glove. Can't really be mad at Olmark for this one, right? It's a breakaway. What are you going to do? Sometimes those go in on you. Brutal pass. Brutal. And it's a bummer because outside of that, Carlo's game was really good, I thought. We did give up a little bit too much tight into the net. But the Devils, Hughes in particular, they're very creative. They're very quick. So they were able to make these cuts into the zone that were really impressive a lot of the times. I'm not so worried about that. Defensively, for the most part, though, I really loved what we were doing. And there's these little mistakes that go, that's such a blip on an otherwise good game. That was a blip. That was a bad one for Carlo. But still, he stayed locked in. He didn't crumble like we've seen in the past where he makes a mistake and then all of a sudden can't get his head straight for a week. 20 seconds later, though, the best part of the game. Second best part of the game. Second best part of the game. It's Forbort making an excellent pinch down the left wall. Collects the puck, whips it into the slot. Foligno had beat his man there. He's 3 feet in front of Blackwood. Collects and just hammers this. Backhand onto the net. Saved. Bounces up, lands on top of the net. This is what the highlights needed for. On top of the net, it's bouncing there. And Steen and a couple Devils players get in there and they're jamming their sticks. And Steen has the wherewithal to go from underneath the net and poke it through the fabric, through the netting. It pokes up, falls off of Blackwood's back, and in the net. Whoo! That is his first NHL goal. And it was the weirdest first NHL goal I've ever seen in my fucking life. I have never seen a weirder first NHL goal. And I've never seen a goal like that. I've seen them bounce out and land and go in. I've never seen a player jam it up and over from under the net. Oh, it's so cool. It's Steen. 4 points in 5 games now for him in the NHL this year. Yes. I know this was a lucky goal, but there is no reason you're not keeping this guy in the lineup right now. That is a bottom 6 player right now. I'll remind everyone that Marchand was a bottom 6 player once. He's a little undersized. He's a dogged competitor. Steen, the new Marchand. I don't want to put that on him. Also, I need a little help with this, so I kind of made a bet during the game on Twitter that if Steen scored another goal and the Bruins won, which Steen had his chances, then I would get a Steen jersey. That did not happen. He did not score another goal. So I kind of need your guys' advice. Am I cheapening it by still going out and getting it? Or is this kind of like he deserves it, let's go for it? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know what you think. 2 minutes later, because we can't have nice things, Hughes takes the offensive zone, goes down the right side. Nosek and Grizz jump him. Hughes is crafty enough, able to get that puck on net still. It hits Olmark. He's got his paddle like down, you know how they do? And it hits off the outside of the blocker, it looks like, and bounces farther into the slot, where Tatar is, and he's able to get a piece of it. It deflects off of a player through Olmark and then off the post and in. It's a gross goal. I kind of would have loved to see Olmark get a glove on this, but I really can't. I don't think I can blame him for this one. It's tough, though. 2-2 against an undermanned team. You're giving them life. It's hockey, so just one bad bounce. You got to stop giving these teams life. You got to, put your foot down. Well, it's fine. It's fine. 14 minutes left, and Pasta breaks a stick. Just want you to know. 14 minutes left in the period. Pasta breaks a stick. Ooh, Pasta. Just over 10 minutes left in the second, and this was a nice moment, too. Lucky bounce on the right wall. Lazar's actually coming back up from behind the net. It bounces. It's a clearance. It bounces off of a Devils player and out, so he gets to collect, swoop, and curl right back to the slot. Takes the shot. It goes wide right. As it's bouncing back out, Freddie is crashing towards it, collects, and he's trying to get this back in the slot. But hey, remember when our shooting percentage sucked because we had the worst luck in the league? Sometimes we deserve these. Freddie just backhands it right back to the slot, but instead he misses, and it finds a weird hole in a post-hugging Blackwood. And it squeezes in and into the net. He banks it off Blackwood somehow, and he's tight. He's tight to the pole. I don't even know how it happened, but that is 3-2. Freddie gets the goal. That's 2 goals in 2 games. Well, do I think Freddie's turned a corner? Probably not, but the fourth line was great all night. So maybe that unit finally has some chemistry, and he can start expanding on his game. And we've talked about him simplifying. It's okay to simplify. I've praised that. But once chemistry starts being built, you can grow. You simplify your game when you need to make sure that there is a steady process. When there's chemistry between you, you can grow that chemistry into something more. Maybe Freddie's gonna be able to start doing that. This goal doesn't represent that, but there's confidence that comes with it. He's gonna start shooting that puck more probably. Let's see it. First real penalty of the game, 6 minutes left. Hall's going to go for tripping. We have 3 scoring chances on the penalty kill. They don't get jack shit going. Oh, that was a great penalty kill. Period 1, 3-2. 5:30 into the third period. We get a power play. Fourth line again in the O-zone with time and pressure. Freddie gets held as he goes for a rebound. That rebound would have been huge too. He gets held. They call it. We're going to go to the power play, and I feel for Pasta, man. I feel for him. This is how the power play went for him. He misses the net from his usual spot. He completely whiffs on a puck badly from the top of the slot. And then he turns the puck over on an entrance very lazily. You feel for him. And I know where we're getting to. Don't worry, we're going to get there. But at this moment, your heart just aches for the guy. Because again, I'm not really worried about him long term. Especially if we're getting 3 goals from the bottom 2 lines. You want to see improvement. You want to see him get back to what he normally is. But if there's somebody who deserves, and I don't want to get into the offseason and everything he went through again, if there's someone who deserves our patience, it's Pasta. It's Marchand. It's Bergeron. Guys like that, we can't be jumping on them all the time. I know we hold them to such a high standard, but that high standard ebbs and flows. There's just times with that. When we want to talk about playoffs, sure. We have to hold him to that standard every game. I'm cool having some patience with Pasta. But again, we're getting to some good news anyway. As the penalty expires, I know I just went on this rant, so you forgot we were on the power play. We were on the power play. Penalty expires. Smith gets stripped in that moment. The team's unaware that the penalty's about over. High arcing, beautiful pass to Stevenson as he gets out of the box. He has a million years to decide what he wants to do here. Approaches in, sells in, back out, goes high glove. Not Olmark's fault, but if you want to talk about, hey, that's the difference between a great goaltender and a good one, we needed a save there. We really did. Unfair criticism? Absolutely. It's just one of those things that a great goaltender makes that stop. Maybe not every time. It's unfair. I know it's unfair. It just felt like if you could just give us that one, man. And he wasn't very busy, and he made some nice saves. He really did. There's just some of them that you go, the odd man rushes. We just need one of those saves. 5:49 left in the game, tied 3-3. Not feeling great about ourselves. I can't believe we might lose this game to an undermanned Devils team. That was terrible when they had their full team. Can't believe it. And then Pasta shoves all of the negativity right back in our faces. He has a shift in which he keeps the puck alive, keeps the play alive 3 times. On the last time, it's a retrieval. He wins the battle over on the left wall, collects the puck. Looks like he's going to either go behind the net or pass to Hall, who is behind the net. And he's really selling it. And then he just cuts in front and tries to wrap around far side. Blackwood with a great save. But he can't do anything more than just get a pad on it. So it comes right back out. Pasta's momentum carries him forward. Comes right back out to Pasta, who just roofs it over the pad. It's a 4-3 game-winning goal by Pasternak, our beautiful Rocket Man. You gotta feel good about that. It was an all-effort, still had some skill involved kind of goal that you love to see from Pasta. Hopefully he can build some momentum off of it. I'm not worried about him. Those are going to start landing for him. Just like the rest of the team has finally started to find some goals going in, these are going to start going in for him more often. 1:46 left. Olmark makes a huge stop on a lucky bounce that led to a McLeod alone in the slot right in front of him shot. He attacks quickly. He swallows his puck up. Just gets big. Great game-saving stop. See what I did there? I was talking about, see what I did there? One last thing, 22 seconds left, and Hughes gets stripped by Nosek. He wants a call. Nosek kind of got him and took the stick out of his hands. I don't know. Yeah, maybe you have an argument, but it's literally 30 seconds left in the game. You're not going to get that call too often. Nosek collects. He feeds the puck up to Carlo. Carlo just takes kind of a wrister, not even like a full slapper, a wrister from the right point. Pasta's in front of the net. At first glance, it looks like Pasta tips it 5-hole. He never gets a piece. It actually deflects off of a Devils player. Carlo gets the goal. It's a 5-3 final. That's 3 games in a row. 3 games in a row. And that is 13 5-on-5 goals. And then there's 1 3-on-3 goal because of overtime. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Game notes. The 4th line was intense. It was fun. It was energetic. It was lucky. It was such a change of pace than what we normally get with them. The whole bottom 6 was just a blast to watch. But the 4th line in particular, in the offensive zone frequently, just careening down on the Devils. The top lines couldn't get it going, and the bottom line stood up and said, that's okay. You guys do a lot for us. Let's see what we can do. What an immaculate, wonderful, wonderful game for our bottom 6. I will gush about it until the heat death of the universe. I'm so happy with that. Steen, 4 points in 5 games. When JDB, Jake DeBrusk, comes back, how do you keep Steen in the lineup? Steen he's been really good. There's no reason to take him out. And I think DeBrusk has been really good before he just got COVID. I thought the past couple of games he looked really good. You're still trying to raise his value as much as possible. I know the answer to it for a lot of you is going to be like, well, we trade DeBrusk. Like, I get that. But you don't just shelf him. If the trade doesn't get done yet, it doesn't get done yet. Who's your lineup? Who is not in there? Or is it Steen? Maybe, or is it DeBrusk? Maybe you just don't want DeBrusk in. My answer is Foligno. Foligno. My answer is Foligno. I don't know how you have that conversation to be like, hey, you're a healthy scratch with him. He's a leader in the locker room. He's a great guy. He's a veteran presence. I just haven't really seen anything from him that makes me go, yes, want him to stay in the lineup. I don't know. I really don't know with him. But I do know I love Steen. Forborg. Great game. One of your best defensive efforts of the entire season. Incredible. Incredible top to bottom. And you got involved a little bit. There was a green light for a defenseman this game to join the rush. You saw Forborg pinch a couple times, but Carlo and Clifton joined the rush like frequently in this game. That was pretty interesting. Our PP has dried up. That was a weird segue. Our PP is awful. Take McAvoy off of it. I've had this discussion with people. Look, I get it. The $9.5 million contract, all that. That's not why he got that contract. It was never about points. It was never about points. And he'll get his points. That's fine. That guy is the backbone of our defense. And his outlet passing is incredible. When he joins the rush, he's great. Maybe he's just not a power play quarterback. And that's okay. Because that means I don't need to use him for that minute and a half on the power play. I can rest him for the 5-on-5 play where he's more important anyway. Like, why is that such a weird concept? Hey, I want to save our best defenseman for 5-on-5 play because he makes such a huge difference. I don't want to spend him 4 minutes a night on the power play unit. Put Grizz on there. What is wrong with that? I don't know. He's not the power play quarterback to me, and I don't think that's an insult. All right, guys, that does it for me. Again, I apologize. I guess it's kind of a sleepy episode. Working full time. What are you gonna do, right? Right? Again, I'm not gonna say like, comment, subscribe because I didn't make a skit, so I don't deserve it. But I love you guys. I so appreciate all the comments and the interactions, and I get messages on Instagram, which I'm not very. I haven't done enough on Instagram posting and whatnot, but I get messages there. I get messages on Twitter. I get messages on Reddit at times. Like, it's just awesome hearing from everybody. Really cool. I appreciate it. Go Bees!